How's it going, everybody? Welcome back from spring break. So yeah, week 11 now, out of 16. So really like 5 more weeks to go. So yeah, just kind of as I've been telling my in-class people as well, like about a month. Just kind of this is like kind of hard to get back in the swing of things. But one more push and we'll be good to go. Yeah, so just kind of hang on here and get through some world history. We still got a few little bit to cover. We got to get up to 1500. We're not quite there yet. But this week we're looking at the Islamic world and kind of to backtrack a little bit. I got everyone's epic essays back to you. Take a look at those. Look over. I gave comments on the essay themselves and it's the rubric I filled out as well. So take a look at both of those. And then if you want to revise it and improve your grade in any way, you totally can. I mean, you can consider this as like the second, you have your first draft of the ideas, and this is your second draft of like putting everything in essay form, and then feel free. I mean, all writing is rewriting, so if you want to resubmit it, you can. Just the epic essay protocols are on in the student resources. Basically, you got to go make an appointment with a writing consultant. Take the assignment guidelines and your essay with my comments and all that stuff. Work with a writing consultant there to make sure that things are aligned, and then when they are, have the writing consultant email me, and then I will, and then you can resubmit your paper then. So, that's just kind of like, because in the past I've said, hey, you can resubmit, like people make one or two changes and not really much substantial. I do want like the drafts to be like, a change. I want them to be revised, not just sort of like put in a couple things and call it good. So, I think you'll be able to see it from my comments there. And if you have questions, you can ask me as well. Okay, so switching on, we're now, this week we're looking at Islam and the Islamic world. This is sort of the last of the world religions. So just to review a little bit, we particularly in the Islamic tradition, we do Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. They're sort of the three Abrahamic religions, all sort of from Abraham. That Abraham went to his son Isaac in sort of the covenant within the Old Testament, and then in Islam as well, that Abraham plays in another son Ishmael and his mother Hagar or Hajjah come to what is now Mecca, and they're told to wait there for Abraham to come back. They start running out of provisions, so the mother starts looking for water, and the angel Gabriel comes down and sort of brings them water. Brings a spring to come out, and Abraham then comes and they build Kaaba in honor of this. So that's where the Abraham role is and connections there. Yeah, and then the other world religions, again, we've sort of talked about, we should have an idea of those, of South Asia, of Hinduism, Buddhism, and just in religion in general, right? There's typical figures, texts, practices that make these religions what they are, and we can think back to Judaism and the Tanakh and the Old Testament there, and different Jewish practices and ideas and the found in there. The Shabbat is one of those, observing that, kosher food. The New Testament, right, with Jesus, right? They within Christianity, Jesus is the Son of God, whereas in the Old Testament, Yahweh, God, and Allah. So the New Testament, the Gospels are the stories there, kind of the words of Jesus. In Hinduism, you have multiple gods, so there's monotheism versus polytheism, where you have many gods and they all have different roles and functions. Some of the texts there, Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu and Krishna and those areas. And then Buddhism, which we talked about, is kind of no gods, right? That it's just sort of you in the universe, suffering and working to improve yourself. Some other religions we've looked at too are philosophical systems, or Confucianism, Taoism in China, this idea of harmony, also Shintoism in Japan. So again, the world is full of religions, and Islam is the most recent of the Judeo Christian Abrahamic world. And again, so the first lecture kind of talks about who he is, Muhammad, or what it is. I guess Muhammad gets the translation of Allah's words through angel Gabriel, and that's the Quran. So one main text is the Quran. The Hadith is another text of Muhammad, and then the Quran is the words of Allah transmitted by the angel Gabriel to Muhammad. So that's like the sacred worship of Allah. The Hadith are questions, sort of back and forth, sort of like the Confucian Analects of people asking Muhammad questions and him answering how you should behave and rules and those kind of things. And that happens like circa 600, 1622, and then 632 CE. I'm sorry about the I noticed a couple while ago, and I still need to fix it, of the PowerPoint says BCE, it should say CE. I apologize about that. There. So so this is 600 circa 600 CE. And then Islam comes up. Muhammad goes to Medina, gets a Islamic community, comes to Mecca. So we see why Mecca is important. And then once Islam is there, though that group, that new Arabic. The Arab Muslims go out, and as their imperial religion is Islam, and they start to expand first around Arabia and then into what is now Mesopotamia, the Levant, into northern Africa, all the way to Spain, and then the short-lived Umayyad dynasty, and then later a more sort of I guess more centralized empire of the Abbasids that were first sort of founded by Al-Abus, a non-Arab ruler, comes to power in Baghdad, which was what's Babylon. So we know why the Mesopotamia is so significant. They rule up to 12. So about the next 500 years, the Abbasid dynasty rules over many of those regions. All right, so I think that's kind of it. This week, just discussion points, discussion questions. Choose one of the three. There, make sure you refer to the course materials and your answers as well. So I think that's it. Have a good rest of your week.